Hello, and welcome to Anime Audio Commentary. Today I'll be commenting on episode 14 of Code Geass. If you'd like to watch along, then start watching now. So last we left off, Shirley found herself in a very interesting situation where she has a gun and she has 0 dead to rights. Now, there's a lot of ways this could unfold, and I think all of them are interesting, Does Shirley really have it in her to shoot a defenseless person even if that person was responsible for the death of her father? Surely Lelouch wouldn't allow it, but would he go so far as to use his Geass on her? I think no matter which way you go, things are about to get very interesting in short order. I also find it interesting that this opening little monologue is talking about consequences and all that. It's very apt. So I think it's pretty telling that we're not immediately resolving that bit with Shirley because, it's too juicy. You have to let it sit for a while, especially seeing as how Callan is finally fighting the Excalibur again. And, maybe she can win in a one-on-one fight, but it would be interesting to see. So C2, she's involved obviously. She says Zero's okay, but out of commission and that, they should sound the retreat. Oh. Okay. So Shirley didn't shoot him, obviously, but he was truly unconscious, so she could have done anything, and, ooh. So someone was shot, and given that we haven't seen Shirley yet, this doesn't bode well. But I guess, she's clearly survived, and... oh, yeah. I think she definitely knows that Lelouch is Zero now, and she might be planning to do something. Oh dear indeed. I guess this isn't really an outcome I foresaw. I sort of figured, the most interesting thing would be for him to use the Geass on her, but, I guess there's always time later, and I guess we have the added bonus of things are going to be tense now, It's certainly implied that Shirley now knows what's going on, but whether that means she's just going to merely be cold to Lelouch now, or that, she'll try to kill him, who really knows? I guess it's also telling that we haven't really seen Lelouch or Shirley since hanging out with the rest of the student council that, things are gonna be a bit icy for a while. Okay. So Lelouch is, he's kind of playing stupid here. He's like, is anything unusual going on? And I guess he's sort of fishing for information, essentially. Like, Shirley hasn't shown up and, man. Yeah, so I guess he's still caught up in all his usual Order of the Black Knights stuff. I guess from his perspective, he would have to clean up all the loose ends, because there was that second person involved. I guess seeing that Shirley was more or less okay, she didn't do... Or rather, she wasn't shot, she likely did the shooting. Yeah, I guess from Lelouch's perspective, he would probably want to lay low just in case things get hairy. I mean, more than they already are, seeing as how Shirley is now involved. So I guess this is the issue, C2 sees Shirley as a loose end to be tied up, but Lelouch is a little bit hesitant to get her involved, even though by this point it really is too late. So this guy here, this officer, he was the one sort of telling Suzaku that, he's more of a pragmatist. And he's saying that Lelouch doesn't hate the Britannian Empire as a whole, but rather he has a vendetta against the royal family. Which, that is kind of close to the truth, although Lelouch definitely does have it in for the Empire as a whole, but the royal family most of all. That's a very astute observation when you get down to it, I guess. I mean, I guess it would make sense to a degree, seeing as how Lelouch is at least nominally unwilling to harm civilians despite what he's done recently. There's more dissension among the ranks. The science crew, they seem to be disagreeing on how best to work with Suzaku, as they each have their own sort of, idiosyncrasies in how they deal with him, but none of them involve actually treating him like a person. So I guess the idea here is that Lelouch is, searching through Shirley's personal effects for that gun, but we saw that she was already sort of keeping it on her person. I can't imagine she would do that, throughout the school day. Such a thing would be too dangerous, I'd imagine, but you never know. Yeah, something tells me that snooping through all her stuff is probably going to cause more trouble than it's worth. Although Lelouch seems to have found some kind of a clue. Oh, yep. I guess that checks out. She does have that gun. And it seems like she does truly know. So now we have this character. And I don't know what his deal is, but something tells me he's not a good actor. Ooh. So it seems like there is a dissension amongst the Order of the Black Knights, too. Not everyone necessarily believes that, the Japanese Liberation Front blew themselves up deliberately. Yeah, this isn't a good line of questioning, I think it could very easily lapse into insubordination, even if Zero did this horrible thing that they're implying, which, of course, we know he did. Yeah, this isn't good. If he really does want to, stick it to the Britannian Empire, he can't afford to have his subordinates questioning him like that. But at the same time, meting out a harsh punishment to them, I don't think that would fix things either. Unfortunately, and, I say that kind of sarcastically, but it really does seem like Suzaku might have the right approach now in the balance of things. So this guy seems to have some knowledge of everything that's going on. And it's interesting. I'm not sure how he knows what he knows, but he seems to be using it to his advantage. I guess the question is, does Shirley go along with everything? Okay, so now we learn, what did Shirley do? I mean, somebody clearly got shot. I guess this is unfortunate confirmation that he was the student. Oh. So I'm wondering, does Shirley just, pop her on the head? Because she's saying, if I turn over Lelouch, I would become an actual noble and all that. Ooh. Yeah. Oh, wow. So she's actually dead. See, this is why you don't charge at a person with a gun. Especially when they're kind of twitchy. So this guy, he seems to have all the information, and he's really leveraging that to try and get Shirley onto his side, I imagine. Man, the worst part about all this is that, she really did get wrapped up in all this stuff. I feel like, you can kind of forgive Shirley for shooting that woman, because she did try and attack her. I mean, I guess it's a bit more complicated, but I think on balance, Shirley isn't in the wrong here. Oh. How's that for a little twist? He's clearly doing something. He has a Geass of his own. Now, I guess the question is his Geass the same as Lelouch's, or does it do something different? Because he didn't really, give her a command. He seemed more to, I guess just sort of berate her. Which I feel like a normal person could do with the knowledge he displayed. Oh, you know what? It just occurred to me, if there's no body, if there's only blood from that scene, then, the woman Shirley shot probably isn't dead. Despite what that guy said. Ooh. Yeah, the plot's twisting nicely. And it occurred to me, this guy's wearing, sunglasses, essentially. I'm wondering if that would make him immune to the Geass. Because you need direct eye contact. I feel like lenses would inhibit that. Oh dear. So there's this unfortunate circumstance where C2 clearly knows this guy, and she's not in a position to help Lelouch. And I guess considering that she does recognize this Mao character, he seems to be particularly dangerous. Yeah, it's not a mistake that they're playing chess. I think that's definitely indicative of the wider goings-on in the plot. A A game where you have to carefully think and sacrifice your pieces in order to win. Which, frankly, that doesn't bode well for the Order of the Black Knights. And I guess more to the point, it doesn't really bode well for Shirley either. I mean, sure, Lelouch might be going through all this to try and help her, but, I don't know. Sometimes in chess, the right move is to sacrifice the queen. Oh dear. You know, it's certainly an unprecedented circumstance for Lelouch to encounter someone who's better at chess than him, but I feel like this is somehow related to his Geass. I'm wondering if it might be mind reading or something like that. Yeah, okay, so he's playing a few steps ahead here. Not only can he read minds, but he knows about the eye contact rule. Yeah, this is rather bad for Lelouch here. I mean, without his nightmare frame, without his gun, without his Geass, like, what do you really have? You know, he's just an ordinary guy. Ooh. So I guess the question is, like, she's not dead, the woman. You know, we didn't see the body earlier, so that checks out. But the question is, was she dumped there? Or, did she try and crawl away? Ooh. So Mao either knows Lelouch has already used his Geass on Shirley, or he's trying to bait her into doing it. Oh dear. Because, you know, if you can only use your Geass on a person once, it's not something you should use carelessly. Although that said, using it to stave off being shot is probably a better use than most. And I guess the worst part is, like, Shirley's been mind-broken into thinking this is somehow the right thing to do. Because, like, I don't know. At least before, she seemed hesitant to shoot Lelouch. Yeah, I don't know. Something about this doesn't seem to check out. Yeah, you know, I don't know how Lelouch gets out of this without using the Geass. I mean, maybe the intervention of C2 if she could do something, but I mean, he really is, like, dead to rights. Woo. I mean, if nothing else, at least Shirley isn't, able to aim properly because she's so distraught. But, you know, she might not know that, considering how he fell back down the stairs and dropped all those photos. You know, that's precisely the sort of thing you would expect to happen when you shoot someone dramatically. You know, maybe rooting through all her stuff and taking those pictures was the right move after all, just because it gives her some pause. Man. Just sort of leaving like nothing happens, like, hey, I'll let you guys sort it out, like... Man, I think the opportune thing would be to, you know, maybe not shoot him, but stop him. Although it seems like, oh dear. C2. Okay. You know, this isn't the sort of thing I expected. You know, not only do they know each other, but he's, happy to see her. Rather than, confused or amused or distraught. Huh. The plot continues to thicken. Because C2 definitely seemed, maybe not scared, but concerned of this Mao character, and he seems to like her, so what's the dynamic there? I mean, I guess good on Lelouch, he somehow managed to spin this situation to his advantage. Oh. Wow. To just make her forget, that's, ooh. Yeah, that's not good, man. I don't think you should do stuff like that. I mean, what precisely did he erase? That her father is dead, or that he was involved, or that they even know each other? Oh, wow. So I guess on the one hand, this is being played as like a big sacrifice on Lelouch's part. Like he's sacrificed a friendship, but wow. How is this going to be explained to everyone else that Shirley no longer remembers Lelouch? Because I assume that's what they're implying here, considering how they're interacting. Man, that just twists the knife, where she's talking about things you can't forget and all that. And that, there's no need to overdo it by burying all this stuff by yourself. Wow. Man, that's something, alright. That's definitely beyond the pale. Alright, well that's it for this episode. If you've enjoyed it, then by all means, tune in for the next one. See you, Space Cowboy.